collecting them.
It's just one, is there a letter?
Well, thank you. The Create Confident Kids book came because I think kids are misunderstood. And it's not a book about kids. That's the irony. It was for adults. And it was to get adults to have a look at how they can improve their own behaviour or think about what they could do to inspire, because kids copy us all the time. So what can we do about us so that kids can feel better about who they are? And as I said, it came alphabetised, and I just love it to bits and can't wait to get it out there. Thank you.
Linda, congratulations.
Hi, I'm Pip Mackay, and my book's called The 8 Principles of Achievement, Love and Happiness. And my book started, like most of us, in childhood. So I was one of those children, my mum said, I went to anybody. I put my arms out, everybody wanted to pick me up. But unfortunately, in our world, that's not always a good thing. And in our family, we had somebody who came into our family, and from the age of 4 to 8, I was sexually abused by that person. By the time I was 19, this had become a depressive factor for me because nobody in my family wanted to talk about what had happened. And at that time, I overcame that depression by meeting a spiritual teacher, and she taught me the 22 principles of success, love and happiness. That's what I call them. At the time, the spiritual teacher taught me in a very intuitive way. And so these are the first 8 of the principles, and they're all about how we can... They're really based on the principles that were a part of the law of attraction, but there's actually 22 of those principles. The law of attraction is just one. And they're all about how we can be successful, but at the same time have that balance in our life where we're still able to attract love and maintain our intimate relationships at the same time. So thank you so much, Viki. It's been such an honour to come from Sydney to be here. And thank you so much, Linda, as well, who inspired me to come here too. Thank you.
It's so wonderful to meet all these authors we've been working with so closely for the first time. It's just such an awesome aspect of this event.
Hi, I'm pretty proud of this. My book is called Dog of God, the novel. And as you saw, I walked across the stage and I'm dancing now. There was a time when I wasn't able to do that. I was looking at being a cripple with 2 canes and walking with pain every day. And I was going to the Western doctors and they were all saying, there's nothing we can do, so just live with it. And I thought, I don't think that's good enough for me. And it's funny when you open up to new possibilities. What happened was I was able to know of a man down in Brazil named John of God who worked with the entities on the other side. So I journeyed down to be with him and to go through my spiritual journey of really connecting with what I have known all my life, that there is help on the other side. And it was an extraordinary journey. I walked in with 2 canes and walked out 2 weeks later without. And and also while I was there for those 2 weeks, there was a sweet little dog called Chico. He too was a medium. He was being used by the entities that could come in, and he would be used as a holder of energy to come and work with you while you were sleeping. So he would come to my room, and we became great friends. At that time, they will work on 9 things that you need, and I had some problems with my lungs, and so little Chico came in, and he would sleep next to my lungs, and then when I would roll over, he would change position, and I thought, oh, that's pretty talented. And I found out later from his owner that he actually was very famous. He had been around the world. And I thought, wow, I don't know what that story's about, but I want it. And I talked to the owner, and I said, could I please have your story? And he said, absolutely, yes. And from that point on, I was able to really get creative, because that's what I do, be creative. And I created this story through this little dog who speaks through the whole book. And it was a great, great sensation to know that I was a secretary, and and I was writing down what this little dog was speaking to me, because actually he had passed over at that time, so who knows, he might have been speaking, but he was very funny, and I would always look forward to every day of writing, because I never knew what was going to happen. So it was a wonderful journey, and I get to share it with anybody who wants to read Dog of God, the novel, a wild romp through magical worlds. And thank you. This was a great experience. Thank you.